Here we go. Welcome back to another warm-up show with the hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchy, directly from the Sunshine State. And we have to go all the way to the north to find the co-host, Mr. Bob Guinea Enortap, back in the house tonight. Welcome back.
Hello, Coach, and hello, Hockey Nation.
All the people are stand-up ovation from the south to the north. That's happening about that. It's Tuesday, and it's funny. Tuesday, guy, I don't know what's going on the Tuesday inside the Hockey Nation show. Nobody show up. We don't have a lot of big crowd this Tuesday night. So I don't know why is the reason. I don't know Tuesday people do something specific. I have no clue. It's just happening about all the stat I accumulate every single day. The Tuesday night is a night where the people... they play maybe bingo. Who knows what's happening? But we have to find a way to welcome Mr. Joseph Payne in the house. One of the member of the Hockey Nation Live Show. Thank you so much to be a part of the member of the Hockey Nation Live Show. We have also... Sometimes we call him the bud. Sometimes we call him the monkey. Sometimes we call him the boy. By the end of the day, we call him all the time Bud the Monkey Boy in the house again.
Welcome, Bud.
Right now, Bud the Monkey is driving on the Southgrass Highway. He's just turning on the exit number 3. He's going to take the bridge. He's going to go down. He's going to turn right. Then after that, he's going to turn another right on the Panthers Way. And then he's going to hit the parking number 7. Then he's going to park his car, and then he goes to inside the car and the rink, and he's going to be a part of the game between the Florida Panthers and the York Islanders. Wherever I am, I know everywhere what you're doing. I know what's going on over there. So that's what's happening. Mr. Bud Monkey, have an amazing, great night. Enjoy. That's all about Mr. Stop Motion Banda Studio. Welcome back. Finally, we see him back. Stop, you have a miss. You don't have a great season, Stop, by the way, Enortap. Big fan of the Dallas Star, where the team is inconsistency. And also a big fan because he comes from the Ottawa area. So a big fan of the Ottawa Senator at the same time. So it's like us, me and you, Enortap. He don't have a great team, since the beginning of the season. But at the end of the day, he's a big fan of hockey, so I'm sure he enjoyed the season so far. Talking about welcome back. Well, don't go and straight off of Finland to welcome back the Wizard. Number 1 fans, Mr. Ville O in the house tonight.
Welcome, Vallejo.
The man of the men, Stop Motion's Senator are a mess. That's pretty much what we can say about that. I'll be honest with you. It's a sad, anyway, in our time to see this. COVID-19 still attacking some team. A couple of weeks ago, the Sharks, the San Jose Sharks was the same, almost the same situation with 7-8 in the coach, and now it's the Senator. So at the end of the day, we wish everybody not be sick, right? You get the symptom, you can missing game, but we don't want anybody have a really bad reaction on the positive side. So hopefully everybody will be back normal and they can play hockey. But talking about play hockey, why not to welcome, we'll call him sometime. Come on down, Mr. Johnny Golden!
With the best mother-in-law in the world.
Johnny Golden directly from Mountain, New Brunswick. What about he become now a regular to the show, Mr. Richard Mullen? Welcome back, Rich. He was with us this morning. I don't know if you saw him in our tap in the show this morning, but do you remember where he's coming from?
No, I don't, unfortunately.
You can take some guess.
I would say Ontario.
I'm sorry?
Ontario?
He was coming this morning from the Royal Victoria Hospital.
Oh, right. Yes. Unfortunately, he had an operation, I believe.
Right?
Now I recall.
So we wish the best for him, first of all. And second
Speedy
thing,
recovery.
in our tap, I'll ask you, you have no clue where he's coming from. In the last 3 seconds, it came right there in my head to say Royal Victoria Hospital. So lucky I am at that moment. But I have to tell the truth. Oh, I'm leaving an hour. So Buddy Monkey is not in the couch. He's right now in the couch, watching us directly from the couch at his house in Parkland, Coral Springs. So welcome back, Buddy Monkey. Here we go. Does that mean that Bud is text and driving? Ah! And it looked like no, but it was a great question. Valeo said that because Bud cannot driving and he cannot texting if he's driving. But because he's only 14, he can text. But the dad of the mom drives. That's the only thing I can tell you at that moment. Again, directly from Vegas, the Golden Knight, the insider of the Vegas Golden Knight is going to tell us maybe Leonard is out, maybe Carrier is out. Maybe he would tell us something else with Martinez. We're going to see what Adam's going to say about the game between the Carolina Hurricane and the Vegas Golden Knight. One of the biggest game of the evening for the NHL program with 11 games. So maybe Adam's going to have some news to announce. But welcome back, Mr. Adam, the teacher, the swimmer, burger. Here we go. I cannot drive Adam just yet. So that's happening. So, OMG Vegas, Leonard is able to play. How?
That's good.
That's confusing again, me. So, I watch Adam. He told me he's not playing. Now, I change all my fantasy hockey. Now, I put all the goaltender and everything like that. People say he can play. I said, no, Adam said he does not play tonight. Now, he looked like he can play. So, we'll see what's happening. But hopefully they can play. That will maybe change now my score of my fantasy because I go with Carolina. But I'm sorry. Isaac, good. Welcome back.
Well, I hope he plays because I have him in my fantasy pool. So I need Leonard to get me some points.
Exactly. So honestly, I have maybe have Leonard somewhere. No, I changed Bronswell. So I have to come back. But anyway, Spencer Knight cannot play, so it's no big deal. What are your thoughts on the new Panthers lineup change?
Yeah, I saw that they were gonna. They tried different things today at practice, but who exactly were the lines?
Huberdeau, Claire, Barkov, Bennett, Reynard, Verhey, Lundell with Tippett, Evanetro, and the bottom at the end.
Well, I you know what? Putting Huberdeau back with Barkov is not a bad idea because last year, they had a lot of success when they played
they
together.
play well together every time that is something, what they need to do is maybe Bennett, Reynard pick it up, something like that.
Exactly.
And you need some shaky there. I agree with you about that. It will be interesting how they're going to react. Calendar is a back-to-back game anyway. Panthers sleep for since Saturday, so it will be interesting about that. So why not to go to Stockholm? Maybe he's back now more at his city, but Stefan Manberg from Sweden back in the house tonight.
Welcome, Stefan.
One of the two Ron is in the house right now. Ron with Kings 20 just joined us. He said, I'm finally here. How are you, coach? Fantastic. Just after the game, I recently married his sister a message. Yeah, he went to the wedding this weekend. As hopefully she's doing well. Hopefully have an amazing, great wedding and nobody crashed the party. And hopefully everything is well. Mr. Ron with Kings number 20 in the house. But he's surprisingly younger than I am. That's okay. No problem. He tests negative, look like for the second test. Adam said about Robin Leonard. That's great to see that. Glad that Bob is in the net for the Cats. I agree with you, Villano, about this. Yes, sure. Bob is just a Sorokin as far as the monkey concerned. And what about her? What about she's back? What about Kelly? We missed her terribly since yesterday. Last time we saw her, it was at 5:23 last night at p.m. And we didn't see you last night because I was not live. And this morning, no Kelly. So Kelly back because the Toronto Maple Leafs are back tonight. And it's going to be interesting what the Toronto is going to do. 8 of the last 9 games, they have a W. They are on fire. But what about the Nashville Predators, where also is going to have an amazing, great game? If you turn that, that's another game to watch. You have a chance watching. So, Kelly, I wish you the best first with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Second, unfortunately, Anderson's not between the pipes. But your friend, James Reimer, he's back in the net for the San Jose Sharks. So hopefully this will be for you. I would argue that Barligov and Zuckerman are the best contending tandem in NHL currently. Not really.
Well, they're up there.
I'm sorry?
I think that they're probably in the top 3 or 4.
But my point to you is, yes, they are a great duo in the NHL top 3, but not at that moment because Varlamov have a really difficult time at that moment. So statistically, no. But, if you talk about the first, the 32 team with duo goaltender, yes, they are. It's just right now Varlamov have a really tough beginning season after an injury, and that's the reason why I mentioned that part. But absolutely right with him. Varlamov carry on the Islanders most of the year, and Sorokin is getting better and better every time. But so that's what I go with that. What about the man of the man? Why not welcome back Mr. Roger, NFL football man, Mr. Roger Delaney, back in the house tonight.
Hi, Roger. Was he surprised with the NFL game last night?
I don't know. So it looked like the Rams was supposed to be great, and now they lost yesterday. Is it the Rams or the Charger? I don't know. I know it was And then the 49ers supposed to lose. Now they win. It's complicated. It's upside down the NFL more at the NHL, I believe. Tom Brady lost, and now they're in the world in Tampa. So I don't know what's going on over there in football anyway. So what's going on here is a Hosey for Norris, a Bunny Monkey. So you have 10 seconds to tell us if he's a Norris or not at that moment.
Currently, he's definitely in the conversation. I mean, statistically, he's there. Defensively, he's been a mountain for Nashville. He's definitely in that conversation. I
agree with you about this on the top. Listen, it's Shine, it's Rose carry on the team over there. But again, what about Adam Fox? You know what I mean? Like everybody saw, maybe he's not going to repeat everything on that. Now he has 16 points, 17 game, and 15 game, 4 goals, 12 assists. You have to put him also with Ozzy. But I agree with Banamaki right now. Ozzy, part of the nomination for the Norris for sure.
For sure.
Hey, thanks, Cole. Are you doing the Leaf game? I'm doing the Montreal Canadiens. Because, we have to do it. But I'll go to watching the Toronto to the right side. I'll go to watching the Panthers to the left side. And we'll go to talk after the game. We'll do a special post game tonight with Michael DeVillano. So it'll be interesting to see Mr. DeVillano back in the house tonight. We miss him terribly in the morning. Valama is just warming up for the season. Yes, exactly. Yamu Vertanen in the house tonight.
Welcome, Yarmo.
That's your question.
Richard, I hope you're doing better, Richard. What do the Habs need to do to win tonight?
Well, I know the answer, but I would let you first.
Things that I think in the last few games the effort has definitely been there for Montreal, but given just the number of injuries that they've had, they're going to have to play a really tight game and keep it as close as possible. We don't know how Primo, who's apparently expected to start this game, how he's going to react. It'll be tight. They have to play a really close checking game and try to make as little mistakes as possible and stay out of the penalty box.
Yep. First of all, you have to go to church. You have to pray and maybe keep some light up, some candle. That's the first thing you should do. The second thing you have to do, I put on my pre-game show video. I put this like 2 hours ago. Keep this simple. Don't try to do too much tonight. Protect the defensive side. Don't try to be a hero tonight, but don't give any chance for the team, because if you try too much, sometimes it's the work again. We know this challenge because you have too many injuries, right? Drouin is back. Primo between get the nods tonight. Aaron Brooks was on the waiver, what I heard today. And then you're going to see, with Drouin back in the lineup, what's happening right now? you fix a bit the people at the right spot. I do not like to see Anderson with the Warrack back, but they played at the beginning of the year with Drouin, and the line was pretty good. If you remember, like Drouin got 6 points, everything like that. So I can understand the charm. They bring back Gallagher with Zuski. I do not understand why Gallagher played 12 minutes the last game. A little bit curious about that one over there. Is it banked up? I don't know. But that would be interesting. The line are back. The third line, four line are back. Rand Pullen back between Belzil and Pelzetta. 6-time defenseman, no Norlander yet. And Primo is going to get the nod. So keep simple. Go get out the penalty box. Don't go there. And then after that, because it's just second, you need to put people in front of the net. So shoot a lot in front of the net. Go get the rebound. And also, if you're lucky to get it. And then after that, crash, screen the view of the goaltender. If not, going to score a lot of goals from the point, everything like that. So, again, it's a big, big challenge, to be honest with you, at that moment for me, for the Montreal Canadiens. Yamo said Ozzy and Eskinen is a younger version of Ozzy. I think he wants to say is another younger version of Fox, honestly. I like that idea. I think Fox really looked like Ozzy, to be honest with you. Looking great. What I like for Fox, guys, and because I really look more the details, it's really hard to get beat on the side. On his right side, he played so well his stick. If you watch him at 1 versus 1, or the guy gets speed, you're going to see him play well the stick all the time. So that's something you have to, I give him a lot of credit for that one over there. So that's the reason about him. Ron with King 20 asks you, why is that great hockey player like Wayne Gretzky, Patrick felt I'd been coach?
I think that's it's actually a good question, but I think that when a player is that elite, it's difficult for them to see where, like, for example, Gretzky had a great vision of the entire game. He knew exactly where people were going to be at what times. He was playing behind the net on power play and sort of revolutionized that. I mean, a lot of hockey players have to struggle to get to a certain point. Gretzky never had to do that, and so as a coach, it's very difficult to see and to address what other people are having problems with because you never experienced it yourself. So it's difficult to say, hey, when this was happening to me, this is how I dealt with it. And so I think that's a big reason why it's difficult for elite players to become great coaches in the league.
Yeah, I would add something. It's funny you bring that because it's easier for a bottom 6 players or a bottom defenseman, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you call it, to become a better coach. It's because it take communication, it take relationship. All right, a particular walk alone. Particular what is all about him, about the way he play. He have a passion, he have a challenge, but he can communicate with a players at a higher, older player. He have a difficult time. Wayne Gretzky is all about communication. He can see the game, but really the challenge for him is to changing teaching. It's not for everybody to teaching or coaching because coaching now is its cake. It's teaching. It's relationship. It's more about communication. So it's not one area about the X and O or play a system or anything like that. It's more about overall. The second thing I would say to you, you need to have some horse. Whatever who you are in coach, you have to have a good team. Because if you don't have that kind of team, it will be at the bottom, whatever who you are. It is what it is, right? So I think for me, that's the reason why. Adam said, all my fantasy out because I have played Ottawa. I have a lot of injury myself, too, for the last 2 weeks. So, really about this. I would like to give credit to Charlie Brown. Oh, Charlie McEnroy, because carrying the Bruins blue line. Yes, he had a great week. He was a star of the week in NHL. Yamo said 3 goals. So, I'm not sure about this. Maybe he talked about Montreal Canadiens. They would need at least 3 goals. That would be something that can happen. Now they have 2.17 goals per game. Bueno Nacho, friends, Andy Koivula, welcome back from Calgary, friends of the Edmonton Oilers. Bueno noche, ¿cómo está? They need to watch out for Ren Reeves. He's very quiet overall for him since the beginning. Of course, he brings something, but not like, there's a four line over there. Lafreniere playing on the third line. Chiltil back in the lineup tonight. And now we know they lost Sammy Blair. On will be there. McKay, I believe, will be there. And Critter played the first line. And Panarin played the second line with Kako. I'll play with New Jersey, my mistake, and fantasy. Adam, do you guys think recalling Poland Pezzetta was a good idea?
Yeah, you know what, Coach? I know we haven't really agreed with Pezzetta over the last 3 or 4 games that he's played. What I like about him, I mean, he's young, and yes, he has taken some inopportune penalties when he shouldn't have. But I think he brings a certain energy to the team that was lacking. And he also brings that element. Like earlier, we had the question, should we be watching for Ryan Reeves? Well, I would say if Pezzetta is in the lineup, it doesn't matter what he wants to try to do, because somebody on the team will address any stupidity if Reeves wants to go down that road. Whereas before, that wasn't the case. And we were being pushed around and being dictated to play. And so from that perspective, I think you need somebody. I know he doesn't play much. He plays, in the neighborhood of 7 to 9 minutes a night. But if he can bring that energy, it helps the team overall. It's very infectious.
Yep, I agree with you. I will add one more thing in our tap. As a young coach like Dumitron, right? Not age, but experience in NHL, right? It's easier to sit Pezzetta, Poling, and Belzile for 7-8 minutes. It's harder to sit Perrault or Lekonen or Armia for 7-8 minutes because you have to balance his four line. To do this with the young kids like Johnny had mentioned to us, now he can play Suzuki 22 minutes, 21 minutes, and to fully play. So they can play a little bit more with his best player versus if you have a balance of four line, now you have to split a little bit of time. Does it make sense? Like he need to play 10 minutes, 11 minutes, the four line when they have more experience, those kind of older player initial. And that's for me, that's the way I see this right now. That's fun about that. I agree for what you bring. I just bring you another element of what you said about this. I agree with you. Great question, Johnny, about this.
Very good.
Yamo said, no, I mean, Eskinen similar to Ozzy, good skater. I think so too. I think Eskinen also is underrated. And, guys, Eskinen, he's only 21, 22. He's just been in the league for 3-4 years, and people thinking he's there for years. He's still young. So Eskinen is going to be one of the best defensemen in the next 3-4 years, and on my eyes. He's getting very better and better about this. Fox is taking game passing his friends. Salut, Coach. Salut, mon Pierre. Hi, Enortap. Good to see you both again. Who is in the net tonight? And I think Yamo mentioned it. It's Caden Primo back between the pipes tonight. So thank you, Yarmo, to confirm. So, we can talk about the weather, because this morning was all about the weather, by the way. So we would like to know, what is the weather right now at 5 o'clock p.m.? Where you at? Because that's what happening this morning. Everybody was talking about the weather. So easy to see things as a player, as a coach. It's a quick question. I would say to you, yes, because when you have to play, you only focus what you need to do. As a coach, you need to adapt whatever happened. Time management, the line versus line, the next place coming. You have a power play, you have a PK, you have a 6 versus 5. And every aspect of the game, right, on the face-off, right, what we play, who one you bring on the face-off. We do a double swing. Can we go back on overload? Can we back on cycling load? Cycling up? And then all the call, you can go from the bench. So it's a period of quick adjustment to realize what's coming. Now, they play Matthews. Now they are coming with Kerfoot, or they are coming with Ekval. So the face-off go on the right side, on the offensive side. He maybe bring his four line, because the four line does not start on the defensive side. So now, is it a right center or is it a left center? So It's all the really those like this as a coach. You have to think to adjust. Then you have to look about your own bench. Oh, maybe this player does not do well. Let's have some adjustment over there between the first period, second period. What I need to tell them, how I can readjust the game now. We get pinched a lot because the defensive side or the offensive side pinch us on the board. We don't break out from the middle. We break out we have to be sure the deep recovery do better job. Now it's not the defenseman, it's the center because center is not the right position over there. So, and 2 minutes,
Right.
I give you about 30 different things could happen during a game. If you're not set as a coach, that's how sometimes you're out coach in NHL. And this is, you don't have to be NHL engineer. We do this and you get out coaching, everything like that. So you need to know your personnel. You need to know the other team. And that's the reason you have 3, 4, 5 coaches now in NHL to give you exactly what's going on, everything like that. So I don't know if you want to add something else. Or
No, you're absolutely right, Coach. I think as a coach, you're looking at it from a systems point of view and ensuring that what you've implemented with the team is being executed properly. Whereas a player, you have a responsibility that you've been told, okay, this is what you need to do at this time, and I mean, there's innovation as well for the player, but they're thinking more about themselves and what they have to do responsibility wise, whereas
I
the
agree with you.
coach oversees the entire system.
Yep. A great comment for Pierre Martin about Wayne Gretzky. I like what he said this. If you compare Gretzky with McDavid, Gretzky was the vision. He was see everything like, almost like a third eyes around his head, right? McDavid's about the speed. So the speed of McDavid beat almost the 99% people in a shot because he have another speed like nobody. Gretzky's speed was great, but not amazing. So him, it was really the vision of what he developed the game. He was anticipate a lot. He was read the play before the play read, and he was using some area where nobody want to go there. And really, with no speed, he was really got hit because he was know what to do all the time. So a great comment, Pierre, about that one there. Who has the wake up the most of the Canadiens tonight game?
Who has to wake up the most? uh, it's hard to say because some players, they're not admitting it, but they're playing hurt. Like I think Gallagher's playing hurt. I think Petrie's playing hurt. It's easy to say, yeah, Petrie needs to step up because he's capable of so much better. But is it because he's not stepping up, or is it because he's hurt? I think as a collective, the defense has to step up. They can't be making errors and allowing the Rangers to just skate and recycle the puck over and over and over, because that'll tire out the defense, and then that's when mistakes are made. As you said, Coach, keep it simple. Get that puck out of your own end zone and let your forwards give them an opportunity to create something offensively.
To be sarcastic, I would say Dominic Trump, but that's another story. But my point to you is, I would say to you, Enortap, is like Josh Anderson, no goal the last 7 games. Hoffman did not score. Dvorak, the last 12 goals, did not score. Gallagher is stopped for the last 6 goals. And then you have 240 stopped. I only have 3 goals over there. You have Lekonen, 0 goals in the beginning of the year. You have Armia scored the last game, but you have 0-6-17 game before that one over there. So when you add those stuff, right, it's because our offensive does not produce at the level they should play. We are a better team on paper to produce only a 2 goals per game. So for me, what you have to wake up is the offensive side to produce 3 or 4 goals per game. If not, you're going to lose most of the game. You cannot win in any NHL with only 2 goals. And add with this, you have to produce also on power play. If you don't do that, it's not going to win. Same situation happening right now with Vancouver Canucks. And that's what it was, the same language I just said to you. So for me, that's the way I would say that to you. Petrie need to leave for Montreal, not for opening team. Yeah, I got that one over there. Wendy, he said, is Wendy right now in Calgary. I'm sure he's cold also. Coach, why won't you not answer my question about the biggest rat, Brad Marchand or Sean Avery? Because I did not know you, I did not see your question. I
didn't see it either.
So,
well, to answer your question, for me, it's Avery. talk about a constant pest, and sometimes was even very deliberate in some of the things that he was doing. So Brad Marchand, at least you know what he's capable of, and even though he's a pest as well, he's not as malicious as I thought Avery was.
But first of all, the real rat is Ken Linsman.
Of course.
All right. So the second thing, that's the only thing you can put on the similar between Everett Marchand is the word rat. Not on the skill, not on the talent. It's a one was an average player, and then you have one of the great hockey player like Brett Marchand, maybe like a franchise player, I believe, on my site. So there. So as only for the rat, which bother everybody, I would say to you, Sean Everett. But again, Marchand, the rat of Marchand is more about it will hurt you with 1 goal, 2 goal, 1 assist, 2 assists, 3 assists. And that's what, for me, that's the only way I can do that. Andrew Kiran said, I'm late, but I'm here. Welcome back, Andrew Kiran, the round number 2 in the house. After a round with Kings number 20. It's snowing a bit all day in Cliff in Quebec. Welcome back, Super Nerd. Here we go. I tell you, I'm sure he's a super smart guy about that one. You never know, Enortap, what we can do. Hello, Coach Enortap, Elk Nation. Good evening. Hope he's going well tonight. Of course, Andrew. It's living better now. You in the house. What about Mr. Franco Iacono? Welcome from Saint Leonard, Montreal. So, which one are you buying the Penguins? But unfortunately, it's not me. Enortap can buy maybe not only the Penguins, maybe he's talking with the Maple Leaf, Toronto Maple Leaf. But great question about this one. We know the story about the Pittsburgh got I don't know the agreement, but the Fenway Sport was I believe is the Boston Red Sox owner, blah, 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 want to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins. But what we heard today, it's more keep Mario Lemieux as the owner, but the under the one, I don't know his last name, but that's what I heard at the last minute. I don't know if you're right or not.
No, I haven't heard much about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so Fenway got a proposal to buy the Pittsburgh Penguins, so that's what we are.
Yeah.
Yamu says 35 Celsius or 167 Fahrenheit in the sauna. That's pretty hot for me. We have the Doc Walkman in the house. Good evening. And in our top real name, Enrico Tapazzini. Michael Robinstein in the house. And it's snowing in the Barrie, if you want to do that. Do you think Corey Perry is the strongest weakness player who can drop penalty?
The strongest, weakest player who could draw penalties.
So honestly, the best I can do is he can play under the skin to other players. That's maybe the best way I can describe him, right? And then other opponent players cannot fall in on his game. But it's a one in the top 5 in NHL. The way you talk about this, Ron, for me, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, he's not a player that usually it's involved fisticuff wise. He stays away from that kind of stuff, but he does get under many players' nerves, and especially the goaltenders.
Yep. Ron, will you rather have Sean Avery or Brett Marchand? I think I will answer quickly. Brett Marchand all day long. Yamo, today NHL you need speed, just good hand, do nothing. And Europe, there are many smart and good hands players, but skating not enough to play NHL. I agree with you about this one there. Yes, just again. Gonna be rough. Mark Zuck, back in the house. Will you have Jean-Marie Marchand or Lemieux? Maybe you can ask again about Lemieux.
I think he's referring to Claude Lemieux.
Claude Lemieux, yeah, that's what I thought about this. Brett Marchand for the skill, but I will get Claude Lemieux for the playoff.
And also he was a tough guy to get off the puck, move off the puck. He was great.
He said the league will win 3-2. Ask that question 20 times. I stopped asking because I thought you ate me and the question. Honestly, I did not see your question at all. So You need to write this 19 more times so we can see it. But I think at that moment, I don't know. I tried to go one by one, and so far I see this only one time. Everett was unfeeling some team, a cheap one on the practice. Everett was a whistle, Lemieux or whistle. Marchand, the only word for him is hemorrhoid. Michael is a smart guy. He's always find a way this. What about Caleb South, directly from North Carolina, close to Fayetteville and close to Raleigh, Mr. Caleb South. Good for Detroit to be back on the horse so fast. Forget last night, move on and play 60 minutes. He's a great fan of Detroit Red Wings. I agree with you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Then COVID start. I agree with you. Brandon Pest Watson drove Bobby all crazy. Johnny Golden, yes. For the belly, I see Brandon Watson. I agree with you. Hey, Coach, fun fact. My two pups, Anna and Eva, love listening to you as I watch you. But tell them hi. And I think they deserve right now some, some rewards. Give them some cookies or something like that. I can see right now moving his tail. And he said, hey, Coach, he is right. We should have something in return, buddy. Let's give me something. Kenny Souvenir back in the house tonight. Long time ago, Kenny Souvenir.
And don't forget to tell your dogs to hit the like.
Sorry again?
I said, don't forget to tell your dogs to hit the like button.
Yeah, you're right about that one there. Is Jimmy Benn playing for the Dallas tonight? Yes, because he does expect a fight tonight in the Red Wing game. We'll be interesting to see that. Is Jimmy going to drop the glove, not only to shake hand, but maybe some punch at some point? Because, Jimmy is like, it's happened sometimes. Yeah, he like it. How important tonight go from? How important tonight game for Primo? As a personal, it's not about show what he can do in NHL, but not more important, because he's going to be back home after that. He'll be back at Laval, Rocket. It's just to prove he can handle to stay in NHL, because the last season he had a very difficult time. That's the best way to do that.
Yeah, indeed.
Are you good with me?
Yeah.
Answer for Larkin. All right. I got it. Coach, what was right about Jeff Molson being absent Montreal? I think the player would love to meet the owner someday. The reason is quiet, I don't know. But for me, sometimes, quiet is great. But when you have an accumulation, now it's not like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, right? I think it's time to establish some relationship, to give some answer. And I think until that Bergevin and Molson do not do anything about this case, and whatever it is, I think it's not right to do that. And I think the fans, the people go to the gym, go to the rink, and everything that deserve to have an owner stay a bit more involved with the team. Everything that would be my only request about that team over there. I would not do any move. I will not fire anybody, not yet, but I will do that. I would be sure, hey, by the way, I'm here. Oh, by the way, don't worry, I'm going to fix whatever it is. It will be here. And maybe said, look, we're going to go there, we'll see what's happening, or we're going to go the next, whatever it is. I think for me, it would be great to hear from George Molson.
Yeah, 100%. When you consider that we've gotten off to our worst start of any season in our franchise history, you can't just let things go rest the way they are right now. Somebody has to step up.
I agree with him, Yamo, about similar for Orvis in front of the net. He bothered a little bit people in front. Larkin, Ben, I got about this. Who see a fight tonight if Jimmy Ben play look like Larkin, whatever it is? I don't know, honestly, about that one. I love this channel so much. I will consider the right question. Anytime, run with Kings 20. Anytime. If we forget one of your questions after 20 times, let us know, because we don't maybe miss sometimes. So Pierre Martin said, Claude Lemieux, master plumber. He scored many goals and he was really calm. Most player was his best game. Claude Lemieux in our tap, I was young and I was starting to be an intern as a scout. And Claude Lemieux played for the Trois-Rivières-Draveurs. And the Rivalité Trois-Rivières-Draveurs is showing Gan Cataract. was one of the biggest rivalry in junior. And then you have also Pat Lafontaine play with Claude Lemieux that time with Michel Bergeron, everything like that. But my point to you, I want to bring to you is like, it's a junior is like a 4,000, 5,000. It's not like a 20,000, right? So people would bring eggs and they would throw eggs through the ice, over the ice to weigh the people. That's junior, right, by the way. But that's why I remember Claude Lemieux about that one over there. But that's another story about this. We love Claude Lemieux in Colorado. Yes, Pepe. I worked 2 years with Pepe. Very smart guy, very generous, very human being behind that hockey player, by the way. Do you think Montreal can pull out a win tonight? Not for me at that moment, obviously, but we wish the best for Montreal Canadiens. What is Primo percentage at Laval? I believe it's 91.6, but I can check a little bit later, or 90.4. But you have about 235 or 240 for goal again average. When I say yell out, I'm watching the coach. They come out, listen to you, and ever sexy in our tap. Here we go. He's the man. He's the sexy man in the show. 11 game, we go to prediction. Yeah, the more the time flying, more that thing we should start now. So we're going to go back on the question about this one over there. The only thing we're going to skip in our chat tonight is what do you think about the last 24 hours? And we're going to skip all the news around the league. We don't have a lot of big news. Only thing is Kyle Clifford got traded from St. Louis to Toronto today. And that's the biggest news around this. We know that's the way to do that. So, Grace at Peter Manning on my pop. Yep, comment, Jeff Nelson, Pierre Martin, Cross Egg on the ISR calling like yeah, agree collapse. Don't ever worry about missing my question. The new van missing more. Crash check, although correct, killing me, not a problem. Great story, coach. Yeah, the whole time about that one over there. Here we go. We coming, Yamo. Are you ready? Because the time for prediction. And we are going to go straight right there. No news in our tap. The news are you are the man of the man of the occasion. I think Yamo, he want more to see his name at the bottom of the screen to see what was my result yesterday. That's what happening about that. Dejan Franov was retired. Obviously, that was announcing today. You're absolutely right about this. So let's start with the first one over there. And I'll tap 15 minutes, 11 games. So that gives us 60 seconds per minute to go there. Primo versus Chostikin, all confirmed. Montreal 4-11-2. New York Rangers 9-3-3 the last 3 games. Here we go, my friend.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep them short, of course. But the Canadiens have lost 5 out of the past 6 games. It's going to be a big game for Primo. Hopefully, this will build his confidence. The Rangers have won 3 straight, including a 4-3 shootout against New Jersey lately. It'll be tough in New York, especially, and with Shesterkin in net. I'm going to take the Rangers to win this 3-2.
The Rangers win. I need to put your score too, by the way.
Yeah.
3-2. I go with the what Montreal does all the time. 1 goal per game, 2 goals per game. So I still 5-1 tonight for the New York Rangers about this. No, because I know this is 1 hour show. My coaching mind knows my time management. Not a problem, my friend. It was just taking about that. And Run 20 said 3-1 Montreal. And Yamo said 4-2 Rangers. And Veleo said 5-1 Rangers. Why, Veleo, you copy me? By the way, the next game, Buffalo Sabres 6-6-2. Unbelievable so far. We have to give credit, to be honest with you. Pittsburgh, another team, play both of them, play 500. Pittsburgh are at the bottom of the Metropolitan Division. Tokarski confirmed, Jerry confirmed. Here we go, my friend.
Yeah, so for Pittsburgh, the gang is almost all back, with the exception of Malkin, who's coming back in December. So it's going to take a little bit of time for them to sort of click again and find the right line combinations for themselves. Overall, Pittsburgh has lost 4 of its past 5 games, so they have come down to earth a little bit after a great start. The Sabres have lost 6 out of their last 7 games, but you know what? They've been very, very competitive. They've been in all the games. It's the way in which they're losing them now because they're they're getting the lead and then blowing it in late in the third period or in the third period itself. So I think it'll be a seesaw battle here, but I think Pittsburgh will eventually pull it out 4-3.
But you're absolutely right in our tap for tonight. But unfortunately, you're missing the empty net. By the way, bringing you score, guys. I have my board ready here. I'm flying with you. Andy, thank you. We have to congratulate Enortap, Andy Koivula, Michael Robinstein. They nailed it yesterday, 2-0 for both of you guys, all the three, I think you are. So congratulations about that one over there. And do we miss Canadian Jan tonight?
I think so. I haven't seen his name.
Yeah. Yep. That's something. But you know, so much more I do, I would get more pick if I copy you, coach. Not a problem, really. No, I was just teasing you. Tokarski is above average net weather. I got it. Steve G, Enortap, Andy Koivula, and Michael Robinson. I knew I was missing someone about that one over there. So all good. Let's go move on to the next one, Mr. Enortap.
Okay, so here we have Calgary's playing the Flyers tonight. Markstrom and Hart, I believe, are the confirmed.
Markstrom and Carter Hart.
Yeah. So, you know what? Calgary's, they've been out of the gates very quick this year. They've been playing very well under a great system that Sutter's thrown at them. Philadelphia is also a very surprising team this year. Looks like this year is their year that's on. I don't like. I flipped the coin on this, to be honest with you, because I think Philadelphia kind of has the advantage being at home. But I think I'm going to go with Calgary to win this game 3-2, probably in overtime.
It's funny because, you know, it's the same thing happening in the chat. Yeah, and, you know, everybody's changing left and right, and you can see two of them. But I go return against you. I go 4-3 for the Flyers tonight.
Okay.
And the next game after that, the New York Islanders, Florida Panthers, Sorokin, and Bobrovsky both confirmed 5-4-2 and 10-2-3.
Talk about a big game here. Like, you got a couple of real heavyweights going at it. New York will end their season-long 13-game road trip tonight against Florida. So far, the Islanders have gone 5-5-2 on the road. So it's been a tough journey, but you know what? Given the fact that they've had a few injuries and they've been on the road the entire time, that's not too bad heading home. You know, Barry Trotz said that right now he doesn't feel that they're playing as systematic of a game that they need to be playing. They haven't. Their offense has not really come to life, so it's something that they're working on. And we're talking about Sorokin that's really stepped in and done a great job in the interim time. But I think here, Bobrovsky's coming back in net, which is great for Florida, and I think that they have something to prove here tonight. I think, and the Islanders also are on a back-to-back, so I'm going to take Florida to win this one 4-2.
Same thing like you, 4-3 for the cast tonight. I just want to insert to Yamo, for what I know, from what I read, Bob was confirmed to be between the pipes tonight. So sometimes we make mistake, but and Islander have a rough game yesterday. I agree with you. After Islander set a new record for most away game for the season, this sound very odd. I don't know. I think I've seen other in the pack, but it could be one of the worst, honestly, about that one over there. So everybody look like they are right about that. Is it just a new barn? Yes, exactly. The barn will be ready the 22nd, I believe, or next week, something like that. Maybe this weekend. Next game, Nashville, Toronto, 9-5-1, 10-5-1. We know what they did. Toronto won the last 8 of the last 9. And again, Nashville, they won like, crazy also. Zaros, Campbell confirmed.
Yeah, so you got a pair of 3-game winning streaks will be on the ice tonight. The Predators open a 3-game road trip against the Leafs tonight. Nashville's so far this year they're 5-2-1 on the road, which is quite impressive. The Leafs will open up a 3-game homestand that will complete a run of 9 out of the last 11 games at home. And it's been almost the opposite for the Predators. So I flipped a coin on this one because I thought, even though I initially went with Toronto, I flipped a coin and then I went against what I got on the coin because I think that Toronto's at home, and I do believe that they'll come out on top of this 4-3.
All right. It's first of all, welcome back, Mr. 20 Eyes and Mr. KC. Welcome, both of you. And one said the Lee, one said the Nashville. I play the style of Yamo, and I said, Yamo said 4-2 all the time. So I play the score to Yamo, that one over there. Good evening, Canadian Giant. I don't know. I just wake up, Canadian. Don't tell it to anybody, but I just wake up. Did you miss the bus? What's going on with you? We almost pushed back the show, waiting for you to show up, but we could not wait. Now we're just starting the lineup of the game. That's the reason, Yamo, we are late because we did not hear from Canadian Giant yet. But no excuse. Next game, Mr. Enortap. Pas de problème, mon QC. Go ahead.
Next game, we have Arizona traveling to St. Louis. The Blues will try to snap a 3-game winless streak when they host the struggling Arizona Coyote. The Blues had recently a 4-3 overtime loss to Nashville. And then they lost 3-2 to Carolina. And the other game, I think, was against Edmonton that they lost in overtime 5-4. So, they've been playing some really challenging games, and really they haven't been – they've played with each and every one of those guys. Meanwhile, the Coyotes are really struggling with a 1-13-1 start to the year. They carry a 3-game losing streak into tonight. They just basically have to play a really sound, almost perfect game to even stay in the same rink with St. Louis. I'm going to take St. Louis to win this game 3-0.
All right. Hold on. Blues 4-1 and 3-0. Go ahead.
Okay, next game we have San Jose again traveling to Minnesota. Minnesota has really pulled out some great games lately. They're playing a tight defensive game. Some of their big stars are starting to wake up, which is great to see. San Jose has also played decently, much better than we anticipated at the beginning of the year. But I'm going to take Minnesota to win this game 5-2, primarily based on the fact that they're riding a hot streak right now.
5-2, and I was said to Ron, no, don't trade Rimmer for Bennington. That's not right about that one over there. And then I have you can go for the next one.
And next we have a battle of the heavyweights here. We have Edmonton traveling to Vancouver. Winnipeg just concluded a 7-game homestand, or they'll conclude it tonight with this game. The teams are playing home and home this week as well. So, any built-up hostilities will probably come out in the next game for sure. Winnipeg is 4-1-1 on the homestand. after the recent win against the LA Kings. Um, it we saw that Maurice uh, juggled his lineups a little bit because basically his big guns of Wheeler and Scheifele haven't been scoring lately, and he's just trying different combinations to get them to come alive. And it sort of worked a little bit because Scheifele scored his first goal of the season the other night. Edmonton looks to complete a 5-game road trip, and they've been awesome. Winnipeg has to be really careful to avoid getting penalties in this game because Edmonton's still working at a mid 40% uh, penalty power play opportunity. So they have to watch out. And I think it'll be a tough test, and Edmonton will come out 5-3 in this game.
6-4.
High scoring.
High score. Yeah, got it. Next game. Next game is what you can talking about that game.
Well, finally, Dallas collected their first regulation victory the other night of the entire season when they. Who knew all they had to do was send their assistant coach John Stevens up to the booth and get him off the bench. Are the two things related? I doubt it, but it sort of sparked the team, which is good to see. Um, I think Detroit here they're gonna be in a bit tough because they had a very energetic game last night. It looked like that they might pull it out, and then at the end they died off because the 3 goals that the Rangers scored very quickly. Um, I think Detroit. I'm going to go with Dallas to win this game. I think that they'll continue their winning ways. I think that it's going to hurt Detroit that they're on a back-to-back and traveling 4-2 for Dallas, in my opinion.
Calypso said 3-1 Detroit tonight. All right. So we got Dallas 4-2. And finally, we have the same score.
Uh-huh. So
run with King. Hold on, run with King. I miss you. I miss your score from Minnesota, and also Winnipeg, Edmonton, and Dallas now. Here we go. Next one.
Our next 2 games are both big heavyweight games too. You got Washington playing in Anaheim tonight. Anaheim's probably been one of the most pleasant stories of the year, and surprises as well. The Ducks are looking to extend their winning streak to six games while they're playing the Capitals for an evening which promises to probably have a lot of rough play, I think. Um, at this point, I think Washington has really been a good surprise because I think Ovechkin's kind of been the bus driver to the team, and he's really motivated the other players as well as himself. Um, Anaheim has gotten pretty much balanced scoring from a lot of players, um, and they're on a mission here. I think that it's great to see guys like Getzlav having a career year, and he's really sort of setting the tone for the younger players that are on that team. I think this has the potential to go to overtime. It'll be a very very close game, but Anaheim should pull this out 4-3, in my opinion.
All right. Anaheim is 6-5. Just hold on. I just finished the Richard Martin. And I have Dallas by round 20. So, I have to go back and forth, by the way. So, I got it.
A lot of writing for you, Coach.
All good, round the
Where's your
20 now.
secretary?
So, you can move to the next one. You said the Ducks. You said 4-3.
Okay.
I said Washington 5-3.
Okay. Okay, great. The last game we have on dock here is Carolina traveling to Vegas. A month into the season, and here the Hurricanes continue to receive widespread contributions from their entire team, whose name is not Kokoniemi. He's about the only one on that team that hasn't shown anything. With 11 wins in their 13 games, Carolina has been probably one of the most consistent teams in the league. But you know what? Stone is back for Vegas. I think the Vegas has really played a tight game and not allowed many opportunities for oppositions in the recent, I'd say, 5 or 6 games. Um, I think that this will be another very close game. Uh, I'd like to say Vegas, but I think Carolina will pull this off in overtime, 3-2. Especially
Hold
with
on. People give me more score right now. I got every one of them. You go with the Canes. I go with the Cane. 4-2. And I don't know why 3-2. 4-2.
3-2.
Yep. Yeah. So that's conclude all the score. If you're missing some, guy, let me know. You can add your score right there. I'm pretty sure I have everybody. Every score you put on the chat, guys, I got it. But if you're missing a score, let me know. Fantasy hockey, my friend, for tonight.
Okay, very quickly, I'm going to take Bennington and net for St. Louis. For defensemen, I'm going to go with Barry, Edmonton, and also from Minnesota, Spurgeon.
Yep.
And my 3 forwards, I'm not going to stray away from this. I'm going to take McDavid and Draisaitl, both of them, as well as Kyrou from St. Louis.
All right. I go again, the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Chesterkin and Adam Fox. I go with another great defenseman, has 16 points this year. And then I go with the guy, is surprised everybody, scored 2 goals tonight. And then you have to go for 15 straight points tonight. And then finally, Tarasen goes, we'll have a huge night again, Arizona with 3 points tonight. That's what my situation in Ottawa for that one over there.
Looks good.
Is it good? So look like we are over time, like Yamo said. Yes, we have 5 minutes. We just score right now, so the game is over. So talking about game over in Ottawa, anything you want to add? Magic Lucas back in the house at the last minute of the game.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting. As you said earlier, they have put Brooks on the waiver. It'll be interesting if anybody picks him up. I think they were fair to him in sort of saying that he wasn't given a fair shake, and it's difficult for anybody to acquire any kind of momentum when you're not playing regularly. So I think they did the right thing in waiving him, but. You know what? If nobody else picks him up, it'll definitely be a great addition to the Laval team.
He didn't show up at the right circumstance. I think that's the problem happening right there. It's not easy for the players like on his level, where is the bottom 4, right, the bottom 6, to show up at the middle of the year, whatever is game number 10, whatever it was, right? If you show up at the training camp and then you show your potential, so for him, he was not at the right spot at the right time. So hopefully they will find a place for him. But again, at the same time, I think it would be great for Laval to get him and maybe find his groove to come back. I think he deserves to be in NHL. For me, it's better to Paquette, but Paquette is on injury list, so that's another story about that one. Main Goal Hockey back in the house. Welcome back.
Welcome, Mean Girl.
And I thought with all the love we have for you, we have to let it go because it's time to go. Because we'll be back in 53 minutes. We'll go to watch the Montreal Canadiens play return of that. Steve G said Nashville +1 Philadelphia and St. Louis parlay 335. I wish you the best. St. Louis -5 for me, for Mr. Yamo. About that, good luck. You look like you guys, you talk each other. Steve, Yamo, we have the same score. Yamo, he was stuck on the 4-2 tonight. Usually he's stuck on the 3-2. But he's stuck on the 4-2. So we wish him an amazing. But before we leave, whatever you are, remember, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. We look forward to see you in 52 minutes. If you all come back for the game between Montreal Canadiens and New York Rangers. If not, we'll go to see you tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. I'm alone tomorrow morning again because Michael is not there. Michael DeVilliers maybe will be back tonight for as a post game, and then finally we'll go to find again Mr. Enortap, the only one, the collaborator of the warm-up show. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Remember, be well, be well, and be healthy. Whatever happening, be ready, everybody. I'll be back in a few minutes. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks again, Yamo.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Coach.
Canadian Giant, welcome back. Comment vous êtes battu? Thank you, everybody. See you, Vilio. Few minutes.
I need to open my eyes and get a touch of that reality. Don't want another surprise. Just let me be. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so?
Patrick Fan in the house.
Come on, get a grip now of all the ways we parted. You showed in your own way we would stand and we would fall united. Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started. Don't like the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided.